Hey guys, I just wanted to go over the hiking gear that I've been using. Me and a few friends went out to Colorado. We did 3 hikes while we were out there. We were out there for about a week. Did a little backpacking trip, and we hiked the Mohawk Lake Trail, the Spruce Creek Trail all the way up to Mohawk Lakes. Stayed out there for one night and then decided to head back into town and go up to Nederland, Colorado. And then from there we hiked the Lost Lake. Before Lost Lake we did the Royal Arch Trail, and then we did the Lost Lake Trail. But while we were out there we decided to camp. So this was the pack that I used. This is the Gonex 40 liter gray with red loops. This pack, I just wanted to go with something a little lightweight. I didn't want something too big, just being that we were going to be out for so long. This has got, as you can see, it's got hiking pole or trekking pole loops down there. It's got nice buckle here, nice buckle here. Comes with a rain cover down at the bottom. Down here, this just zips open. Rain cover in there. I haven't had to use that yet, thankfully. It's got this nice sturdy back. And notice this does soak up quite a bit of moisture, so just be wary of that. It's got both these little hip pouches down here, which do hold quite a bit. There's another one on this side. It's got the waist buckle and then the chest buckle with emergency life whistle. And then also on the actual straps up here, you've got some loops, and what I did was I used this loop right here to hold a GoPro. That's the camera that I used the majority of the time we were out there. I also used my iPhone, which I'm shooting with right now, but this is the GoPro Hero 7 Black. And then this was just a mount that came with, just clips on right there. And you can clip it on the other side too and rotate that if you want. But that was just a one of the mounts that came in this huge bag of mounts, and I'll link everything that you see here in the description, so you guys will be able to see all the dimensions, weight, what have you, and also purchase it yourself. It's most likely going to be an Amazon affiliate link, so just be aware that I will receive a kickback. It's not much, but anyway. So this was the Gonex 40 liter pack. I liked it. It did its job. It's pretty cheap, so I really wasn't expecting a whole lot out of it, but it did the job. It is a little small for all the amount of stuff that I carried, but I made it work. In the future, I'd probably go with a 50 liter bag if I'm staying out for a week again. Actually, I could probably make this work again. I'll just kind of rearrange some things. This was my first time going out backpacking, so obviously there's room for changes. But there's one compartment in the front, and these zippers actually go down way down here. But inside that compartment you've got several other compartments, just smaller zippers, a couple pouches here. On the top here you've got a small zipper, and this is just to hold small items. And then in the back is the large compartment. And that's where you're going to see the bulk of the stuff that you're carrying, such as your sleeping bag, your tent, etc. Food. So if we come up to the front, I'm just going to go ahead and take these trekking poles off of here so they're out of the way. These trekking poles they work pretty good. These were actually part of a set. The tent that I bought came with 2 trekking poles. They're the River Country Products brand, and they're full size. They just clip open like so. And they've got the cork handle as well as the foam down here if you don't like the cork. But the cork is supposed to help with sweat and moisture and keep you from getting blisters. So that was the trekking poles. I had no issues with them. They look very good. Came in handy too. So we'll go ahead and move on to the tent that they came with. And I'll probably create a full review of this tent here in a little while when it starts getting warmer outside. But this is the River Country Products one person trekking pole tent. So there's one pole that holds the tent up in the middle. And again, I'll have all the dimensions and the weight and the description so you can check that out. I'm actually pretty surprised with that tent. It's very ultra lightweight. It's hard to find a tent. Very hard to find a tent at this weight for the price that you get it. So I'd highly recommend that so far. I'll need to do some more reviews on it, but for the week that I spent using that, it worked very good. Okay, moving on. This little mesh pouch, it's just like a little bag that came with a Ditty bag set that I bought. I use this when I've got a buff or face guard. Whenever I use that to wipe my face off, I stick that in here just so it dries out. On the side here we've got the Thermarest Z seat. This opens just like so, and it's just so you can set it on the ground and use it as a butt pad. Pretty cheap, reliable, and it's super lightweight. On this side we've got the water bottle. This is the Life Straw 650 milliliter bottle. It's got the Life Straw filter inside. The only downside to this is this was my only source of filtering water. So I also brought a Life bottle, the liter tall bottle. Kept that as like extra storage, and when this ran out I would just pour the rest of the water in here and drink it. Like I said, we were in Colorado, so the water we were drinking was fairly clean already. Probably didn't need to be filtered, but just to be safe, that's what we did. And I also had a third bottle. It's the Platypus 1 liter, and that's like one of those little foldable water bottles. And I used that one day. I think that I only used that one day that I was out there, just to kind of save space on one of the day hikes that we did. In this pouch, I kept food items like granola bars. I took those Gatorade Energy Chews. When I decided to eat, this thing actually came in really handy. It was the only utensil that I needed to take. It's got a spoon, fork, and then if you pull that open, it's got a knife on it. So that's all you really need when you're out there. You can wipe it on something, run it underwater real quick, and it's good to go. On this side, I just got a knife just for protection. It's got a little blade on it. Inside here, we've got my another ditty bag. This is where I kept some electronic stuff. This here is the TSSIBE 24 milliamp charger, and it's got both the Type-C and micro USB, as well as 4 USB ports, power button, and then input to charge it. And then there's also two small LED lights in case you need to use it at night. And it's solar, so if you need to recharge it, you can also just set it out in the sun and it charges. So far this has come in pretty handy. Retains its charge. I might do a full review on that as well. And then as far as other electronic items, I've got the GoPro Type-C charging cable. I've just got a wall charger that I used. Actually, I don't even think I used that on the trip. I just brought it. And then I've got the GoPro battery charger with an extra battery. And that was it for there. Alright, and inside this little pouch, we've got this Coghlan's fire starter. It's got a stick of flint with 2 strikers. I haven't used this yet. I'll probably do another video with that in the future. There was a fire ban taking place, and typically, actually the last 3 years that I've been to Colorado, you can't really start a fire anyway, but I bring it just in case. And then a multi-tool. The multi-tool has scissors, looks like a miniature saw, knife, and then there's a screwdriver in there, a couple other tools, but you really only just use it for the scissors typically, or that mini saw. But it's so small that it doesn't take up much room, so I bring it anyway. And then at the bottom is the mummy bag. This is the Alps Mountaineering. I believe it's the 40 or the 35 degree sleeping bag. You can see it packs down pretty far. I could probably even compress that even further. And then up on the front, we've got the Sleep and Go sleeping pad. This here is very lightweight. It's actually 2 inches. It's actually really easy to set up. I think it takes like 3 breaths. And then there's a lifetime warranty on this. So if it ever pops, you can always send it back to the company, and they'll ship you out a new one. I don't even think they tell you to return the old one, to be honest, but don't quote me on that. Didn't have any issues with that. As far as a light source, I've got this solar inflatable light. It's got 3 different modes on it. That's low, that's the medium level, and that's high. And then you can hang it. Obviously, it's not opened up right now, but you just pop this open, blow into it. Hang it up, and there's your light. So I kept that in my tent the majority of the time, and then I used it outside too. But this is waterproof, so again, it's one of those real cheap, lightweight things that it beats having a huge lantern, basically. There's that. Oh, here is that platypus water bottle I was talking about earlier. This is my rain jacket. It's the Frog Togs, let's see, extreme light waterproof rain jacket. Comes with that little case there. You can also, this case here doubles as a dry sack. But this is the medium to large jacket. I only had to use that once, and it's very warm. Oh, I forgot to show you the cook pot. This was just a cheap, I don't even think it was $5 at Walmart. It may be different now, but check the description. And for a pillow, I used the Trekology 2.0. As you can see, it's very small, lightweight. And actually this is larger than the 1.0, and it's got a little clip on the bottom to help hold it in to and connect it to your sleeping pad. For the food dry sack, we got this. This is a 20-liter Ascend dry sack, and we hung it with just a 50-foot paracord bundle with a carabiner. And let's see, I'll have to, I haven't even weighed this. Actually, when the night before we left, I believe I weighed it and it was about 26 pounds. And that was with food. It might have been a little bit more than that, maybe around 28. But for food, a food source, I ate the Mountain Home or Mountain House backpacking meals. I also took some beef jerky and, like I said earlier, some snacks such as Gatorade chews and granola bars and energy bars, things like that. But anyway, I know this is kind of like a rough view of all this stuff, but I'll be doing, if you guys request a specific full review, I'd be happy to dedicate an entire video to one of these products, but just kind of wanted to show you a quick view of what I've been using out in my hikes. Of course, I don't always use all this stuff. This was my first backpacking trip, so if you guys have any tips or recommendations for me, feel free to let me know. Or if any questions about this stuff, just let me know. Leave a comment. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out our social media as well. Thanks for watching.